my name's Becky. I am Becky B Crafty here on YouTube and over on Instagram, and welcome to Floss Tube number 3. I just want to start by saying, as usual, thank you so much to everyone that's subscribed. Thank you to everyone that's watched, liked, commented, shared, all that sort of thing. My other 2 videos, thank you so much. I think I'm up to about 43 subscribers now, which doesn't sound like much to some people, but to me, why would 43 people repeatedly want to come back and listen to me rabbiting on about stitching and other things? But anyway, thank you so much. If you haven't subscribed, please click the subscribe button just so you don't miss out on any of my videos. And yeah, thank you. So today's going to be a bit more of a, I'll say, normal floss tube. I've got my notebook, which I will flash off in a minute because it's a new one and it's gorgeous. So this is just going to be catching up on what whips I've worked on, what I've finished, acquisitions, which is quite a lot. I've bought quite a lot in this last week and I will explain why in a minute. I've got an excuse. If you watched my last video, you will know that I was at home during the day, which I am again today, which is not normal for me. I work in a primary school, so I work school hours, term time. So normally during the day in the week, I'm at work. If you watch my last video, you will know that just over 3 weeks ago, I had a bit of an accident. I had a fall at work and I sprained my ankle. I had a few days off work, rested it, did the whole ice it, elevate it, try and keep it moving, you know, balance that with resting it as much as I needed to. And it seemed to be doing really, really well. So I went back to work, was managing okay. Had my trainers on, had a little compression strap on it to help. Was managing to get around okay, not limping too badly. And then at the beginning of last week, it was starting to hurt again, like round the back of my ankle, which was different to where I'd actually injured it. And it was swelling up really, really badly after being at work all day. Last Wednesday, I was walking to work steadily with my trainers on, nice and slowly, and I was walking along and I just felt something twang in my ankle. It wasn't immediate agony like when I first fell over on it and first did it, but it was a lot more painful than it had been, and it felt like every time I tried to put weight on my ankle, it was going to give way. At that point, I was closer to work than I was to home, so I figured I might as well carry on to work. My doctor's surgery is actually across from the school that I work in, so I nipped into there on my way past. They didn't have any appointments or anything. They advised me to go to A&E, so I ended up hobbling back across the road to work, telling my boss what had happened and getting my husband to come and pick me up and drive me back to A&E for the second time in just over a week. Had more x-rays, again, nothing was broken. They said that it was probably just a more severe sprain than we'd originally realised. As I've been up and walking on it, something's just gone. One of the ligaments has gone again in it, basically. The next day, because I had a few days off work, I'm unfortunately still off work now, at least today and tomorrow, and then I need to decide what I'm going to do further on from that. I'm hoping to be back at work on Wednesday, fingers crossed, but we'll just have to see how I go. So the day after I'd done it, I noticed that I'd got some new bruising around the back of my ankle, which had not bruised before. So that to me says that I'd sprained something else, another one of my ligaments had gone, something like that. So I'm strapped up. I've bought a support strap brace thing online, so I've got that at the minute. I'm trying to again balance being up and about on it and getting it moving with resting it and elevating it and what have you. So they did say that I've probably got a weakness in it now because I have sprained the same ankle about 4 or 5 times over the last 20 years or so now, so I think I'm probably going to be looking at having to refer for physio to try and strengthen it a little bit. I have found some physio exercises online that I've been trying to do just to try and build a bit of strength back up in it. But yeah, so I blame all of the purchases that are over here on being laid up with a dodgy ankle again for the last week. That's my excuse and I'm sticking to it. So first off, I'm going to shout out a few Flosstubers that I've been watching because obviously I've been stuck at home resting my ankle. pretty much on my own because my husband's been at first aid training for work, which is where he is now. My daughter's been at work, so it's just me and the cat, who might actually make an appearance at some point today. Now the weather's getting a bit colder, which is why I've got my autumn squirrel jumper on, which is lovely and warm and soft and toasty. Now the weather's getting a bit colder, he's getting a bit more cuddly. He's started coming up to sleep with us at night again. I keep looking that way because he's sat in the window's over there, and I can see his reflection through the curtains because it's really, really sunny today. It's cold, but it's really sunny. Oh, I think he's realised I'm talking about him because he's jumping down now. So you might get a little sneak peek of him coming along in a minute. He's just sniffing at all the piles of stuff. Oh no, he's going down instead. He's going down instead to have a mooch that way. Because when he wants to get up onto the window ledge, he kind of jumps up onto the chair arm at the side of me and walks all the way around the back of the sofa. So if he decides he wants to get up there again, you might see him at some point, Hamilton the cat. So, Flosstubers. First off, I'm going to show my new notebook. I didn't buy this. This wasn't one of my purchases. My husband bought me this. Look at it. It's so cute. And it's soft as well. It's like a really soft velvety. And it's quite big. It's not A4, but it's possibly a little bit bigger than A5. It's nice and thick. I think he got it from one of the British stores, either the Range or B&M, I think, when he was out and around. And it's beautiful, and it's absolutely perfect for writing all my floss tube notes in. So, floss tubers I've been watching while I've been laid up with a dodgy ankle. Stitching with Charlie, who is one of my subscribers, so if you happen to watch this, Charlie, thank you very much. I've been loving your videos. Nutty Nerdy Needle, who has recently, well, she's about to finish her 40/40. She's been doing 40 projects in the weeks and months leading up to her 40th birthday, so she has got an immense amount of whips because of that 40 for 40, so definitely check those out. Helen D, the East Coast Crafter, I've been keeping up with her videos. She's recently done a video which she showed off like her little autumn display with all her autumn stitchy makes and finishes and things on, which was fantastic. But I've also been watching some older videos of Helen D's because she does some really, really good sort of like tutorial videos on finishing and things like that. So, oh look, Floss Tube Itchy Nose. I forgot about this until I was watching another Floss Tuber who I'll mention again in a minute yesterday, and she said she'd got Floss Tube Itchy Nose, and I was like, oh, I've had Floss Tube Itchy Nose. It's true. It's a real thing. Who knew? So yeah, off on a tangent. Helen D, I've been watching her some of her older tutorial finishing videos. So mainly the how to attach chenille trim, because I've never finished anything with attaching chenille trim before, and I've bought some. It's in my acquisitions pile that I'm wanting to finish off one of my projects with. And also I have bought myself, that you will see in the acquisition section, lots of Mill Hill kits. So I watched her video, which was recommended to me by Nicola, the running stitcher, so thank you, Nicola. That was recommended to me to watch just as to how to sort of set up the kits before you actually start with them and things like that, and the best way to set them up and to tackle them. So yeah, that was Helen D. Crafty Gaming Jamie, who's an American floss tuber. She was one of the first floss tubers that I found actually when I got big back into cross stitching this year. Crafty Gaming Jamie was one of the first that I found and started watching. She is like me, she's a stitcher, but she's a gamer as well, video gamer. And I've actually got in my notes a little bit to tell you about what video game, not games, just game, I've been playing recently. And Jamie has lots and lots of full coverage stuff. She does Whip Go. She's got her Autumn Harmony that she's been working on, that is a massive autumn facial piece that she's trying to get finished this year, and I think hopefully she's on track to finishing it. But yeah, definitely check out Crafty Gaming Jamie. All these will be linked down below as well. I've also discovered and been watching Kerry, Colourfully Cross Stitched. She's got some fantastic videos. I've really loved keeping up with watching her. Can't remember the exact name. It's the book lovers stitch along from Clouds Factory that she's doing. So she's not up to date, I don't think, with it, but she's showing it at the beginning of all her videos to show the progress that she's done in the past month. I've been watching Ellie, who is Stitching Bee, another bee fan. So I love watching her videos for all the bee projects she's got. And Ellie also has some amazing finishers. She's quite thrifty as well, so she goes around like charity shops and places like cheaper places like TK Maxx and The Range and B&M, and she buys things that you wouldn't think you'd be able to mount cross stitching on, but actually you can. So I've been taking a few tips and tricks from Ellie. I've been watching Cross Stitch Jess, and her getting all her bags and things ready. She's going to be bringing some to the Floss Friends retreat, which I'm going to be mentioning later on as well. Jen's Stitchy Corner is another one that I've just found. She's got some beautiful makes. Stuart from Stuart's in Stitches. I discovered him only yesterday while I was flicking around on YouTube with my daughter, and we found Stuart. Stuart's got some beautiful fancy ladies on the go, so Bella Filipinas and Mirabilias and things like that. And then Cross Stitch Sarah released her newest video update yesterday, where she gave a little sneak peek of the next Cotton and Twine Historical Sampler Company subscription box, which is a gorgeous little dear. So I can't wait to get more details for that one. So they're all the Floss Tubers I've been watching. Lots and lots and lots of them. As I say, I've been laid up with a dodgy ankle. I've got my tea in my Home is Where the Hive Is mug. And today it is black cherry. Lovely and refreshing and warming on a cold day like today. So let's start with, in my notebook I've got my whips that I've worked on, but I'm going to do finishers and FFOs first because I've got three, count them, 1, 2, 3, three finishers. I didn't do that very well with my fingers then, did I? That was a bit rubbish. Come on back. So first is just a finish, not an FFO, but it is, and I've got my board today as well. I remembered my board. So this is The Wolf by Cottage Garden Samplings, and it was their first pattern in their A Year in the Woods Part 2 series. So there he is. It's not focusing in very well. Let me get out of the way and it might focus on him a little bit better. So he is absolutely gorgeous. I absolutely loved stitching him. He's on 40 count vintage country mocha from Zweigart. He was stitched using all the called for DMCs and, oh, I need to think now. I think it was classic colourworks that I needed for him, because they all use DMC. Some of them are classic colourworks, some of them are Weeks dye works, and some of them are all three. So I think this one was classic colourworks. So he is just absolutely stunning. Was so excited to get him finished off. So excited that I started the next one in the series. That's in my whip pile to show in a minute. But yeah, I have got plans for him to FFO him. I don't want to give too much away about my planned FFOs because they're a little bit different. They're not just mounted, they're not just framed. They're going to be a little bit different. So I'm going to keep them as a little bit of a surprise. But the chenille trim that I mentioned watching Helen D's tutorial on, and which is going to come up in my acquisitions pile, is going to figure in the display of him. And I'm hoping I can pull it off, so it's going to be something that will be interchangeable. So it will be one mount that I can detach and detach all of the A Year in the Woods Part 2 stitches to, so that I can change them every so often. I'm really sorry if you just heard a little bing bong then. I got a Facebook notification because I record on my laptop, and I got a Facebook notification. I haven't turned notifications off. I put my phone on silent, but I didn't turn my laptop notifications off. So apologies if you just heard a little bing bong. But there is the wolf from Cottage Garden Samplings. It's absolutely gorgeous. Love him. Right, kind of chuck him over there a little bit so he's out of the way. Next FFO was a little teeny tiny one, and I'm not entirely happy with the finish of this. I need to fiddle around with it and sort it out a little bit, and you'll see why. So this is, oh no, see, the back of this frame has ripped and broken. So I've just tried to hold it with the back of the frame and it's just broken. So we'll hold it like that. So this is the Illuminated Ghoul, which is from, I think it's Lindsay Swearingen's Creepy Cross Stitch book. which I haven't brought over here with me, so I can't show you what it's supposed to look like, but there were other things around the edge of it as well. It was a lot bigger than this, but I figured out that if I stitched it on black 18 count, it would fit inside this teeny tiny little black gothic frame that I'd got. And I've actually stitched it, I've not tested it out yet, I've actually stitched it in DMC glow in the dark thread. So he's just a little ghosty. But what I understand about the glow in the dark thread is that you have to kind of charge it up in the sunlight before you put it in the dark for it to glow up. So I've not tried that yet, but you'll be able to see, look, the frame on the back's broken, it's come apart, and I've taken it was a dodgy bit of plastic that was in the front of it, and it was all mucky and scratched, and I didn't like it, so I've took that out. But now the actual stitched piece isn't sitting very straight and very flat, so I think what I might have to do is just a tiny bit around the edge, try and actually glue it to the back, and then glue the back bit back on where it's ripped. But yeah, I'm really pleased with that. I think that took me 2 days. I started it one night and then I finished it the next day. It wasn't long at all. Here's my little illuminated ghoul, and hopefully he will actually illuminate in real life. So that was FFO number 2. FFO number 3, this is the last one. I am so proud of this. Not just the stitching itself, but the finish. So this is Busy as a Bee, and this was the July Cotton and Twine subscription from Historical Sampler Company, and it was designed by Yasmin's Made with Love. Sorry for the reflection. But there is the stitching, and I thought the white frame just needed a little bit of something else. So I got my cry cut out and I made the little flowers and leaves. And I tried to match the paper to the colours of the flowers in the stitching. And there's even, I don't know if you can see him down here, there's even a little hiding bee. I've even put a little hiding bee in there. But yeah, beautiful design from Yasmin of Yasmin's Made with Love. And as I say, I just thought that the frame needed something a little bit extra, so I added some flowers to it, and I'm really, really pleased with it. It actually sits on the top of our computer table that's just at the side of the sofa over in this direction. So there we go. 3 FFOs. Well, sorry, 3 finishes, 2 FFOs. I'm lying to you. Don't lie, Becky, it's not good. So I'm going to turn back over. I'm going to lean over this way, and I'm going to grab my whips. If you watched my first video, which was my whip parade, where I showed everything off, I found a whip. Since that video, I found a whip. I was going through the drawers underneath my bed for something. I can't remember what I was looking for. And I've got a little, it's Vervico bookmark kit. It's a little bookworm reading a book. Again, sorry about the glare. I've taken it out of the plastic packet to try and avoid crinklies and glares. And this was what I call like my bedtime stitch. Sometimes I like to stitch when I'm upstairs in bed at night watching a bit of TV, but I don't necessarily want to be working on one of my bigger projects that I've got. So I think I'd had him upstairs, and I tidied my bedside unit off and just shoved him in one of the bedside drawers and forgot about him. So yeah, I found a whip. So I pulled him out, I've done a little bit more work on it, and this is where I am up to so far. I've just got some of his body done, and then I think I'll look back at the actual pattern. Yeah, some of like the little bookmark at the bottom. So if I hold that at the side, you can see where I'm up to. So yeah, lovely bright colours. It's on 14 count, I believe, Ada band. Lovely bright colours. So it's a good one for doing at night, up in bed. Quite simple, big chunks of colour. So that is my little bookworm. So that's one whip that I have been working on this month. The next whip I have been working on, I've only actually worked on 3 things. Apart from the things that I've finished off, the current whips that I've got that are still whips, I've only been working on 3 things. So the next one is the sugar glider, and I didn't take this out of the plastic, I forgot. So I apologise. Let me try and get out of the way and see if it zooms a bit better. Is it doing the the eye recognition thing where it's trying to focus on me. That is the Sugar Glider. That is the second pattern of the A Year in the Woods Part 2 from Cottage Garden Samplings. That is what it will look like when it's finished. And here is how much I have done. Oh, let me get my board. It's still in the nerd hoop because I've been working on it, but this is just pretty much the branch that he sits on and then coming down into the bigger branch. Started in the middle, and then I thought I might as well just come all the way down to the bottom. So yeah, again, it's not focusing very well. I have to try and sort this camera out. Let me move out of the way. Is that a little bit better? Angle it round to the light, but that's a bit better. Yeah, that's what I've done so far on the Sugar Glider, and this is called for DMC, Classic Colourworks and Weeks Dye Works. This one uses all three, and it's on same as the Wolf, it's 40 count vintage country mocha. So there is the Sugar Glider. Next whip, I only started this on Friday. It's Monday now. It's Monday the 29th of September. I didn't say that, did I? I only started this and I think it was Friday, and I've nearly finished it because it's beautiful. I've been obsessed with it and I have absolutely consumed this pattern. I've got a sip of tea and I've chucked my board over there, idiot. I'll show you what it will look like first. This is from Meg Black, who is the Witchy Stitcher. This is from her Witchy Stitching book. And let me find. There she is. And this is the Garden of Halloween girl. Because there are two of these, they're a set. So let me turn over and I'll show you the set. There's a girl and a boy. So there they are. And they're so cute. They're adorable. But I really, really liked the girl, so I've decided to start the girl. Again, it's not finished, it's still a whip, but it's probably going to be finished today. I'm not going to tell you how I'm planning on mounting it because it's a really cool idea, but I have already thought that I might have to get another one of the thing that I'm going to mount her in to do her husband as well. And here is my progress so far. And I've said I've nearly finished, but you might be thinking, well, Becky, there's all the beautiful detailing around the bottom and the sides, you know, the flowers and the little ghosts and things. When she's finished, so all I've got to do is fill her face in and do a hat, and that's it. And then there's a little bit of back stitching around her arms down here. I'm still waiting for the colour to be delivered. I'm going to leave her at that for now when she's finished, because the thing that I have ordered to mount her on, I know she will definitely fit on it, but I'm not sure about all the extra bits, so the flowers and the ghosts and the pumpkins and things around the side. I think they will fit on, but it might be a little bit tight. So I'm going to finish her. I'm going to wait until this item arrives, and then I can do some calculations and some measurements and things. If there's plenty of space left and it'll look good, then I will add the flowers and the pumpkins and the ghosts and things around the edge at a later date, ready for mounting it. But for now, when she is finished, she herself is finished, she's going to be classed as finished. So I'm going to move it in a bit because I don't know if you can see, but the bow and her face are actually, it's not showing up very well, but they are actually DMC 310 Etoile, and her shoes as well. And I've never used Etoile thread before, and it's sparkly. It's not showing up on here at all, I don't think, but trust me, it's sparkly. But I've absolutely fallen in love with this project. It is using the Cold 4 DMCs. This is my little ghosty needle minder from Historical Sampler Company. That came with their pumpkin patch stitch along earlier this year, which I took part in. The fabric is 28 count Zweigart. I believe it's called Dove Grey or Pale Grey, and I got it from Peakside Needleworks. Absolutely amazing service as usual from Peakside Needleworks. I'm sure you all know this already. I'll tag them down below. But I ordered this in the afternoon. Half an hour later, I got a message to say it had been dispatched, and then it arrived the next day. Absolutely amazing. Love Peakside Needleworks. So yeah, I have absolutely fallen in love with this project. I've stitched exclusively on it all weekend. And as I say, I'm pretty much hoping that I should be able to get her done today. So there we go. There is Garden of Halloween, the girl. Oh, I just love her. I just keep holding her up just so I can look at her myself because I just love her so much. Right. And I've realised, I just told you that I've only worked on 3 whips. I haven't. So I worked on Busy as a Bee, which I found, which I've FFO'd. The Wolf, which I finished. Illuminated Go. I was going to say ghost and ghoul, and it came out as goose. It's not an illuminated goose, although that would be kind of funny. Illuminated ghoul, which I FFO'd. Sugar glider, which I've shown. The bookmark, the worm bookmark, which I've shown. The Garden of Halloween girl, and I've also been working on my secret stitch. So as you might remember from my other videos, I've got a secret stitch, which is going to be a gift for someone in my family, in my household. So I can only stitch on it when they're out of the house, and I'm trying to aim to get it done by the end of November, so that I've got plenty of time to mount it. I'm not going to say frame it because I'm not framing it. I'm doing something a bit different with it, to mount it and get it sorted and finished for a Christmas present. So I'm not going to show it, but in September I have done 2,424 stitches on it because the pattern is in Pattern Keeper, so I can keep track. So what my aim is to do, I think it's 537 stitches a week, and then I will be done by the end of November, beginning of December, which gives me plenty of time then until Christmas to get it washed if it needs to be, mounted, finished, all that sort of thing. But it also gives me a little bit of leeway for if I can't do that 537 stitches a week and I fall a bit behind. Luckily, so far, I'm managing to keep up with it. So yeah, 2,424 stitches in September, but I can't show it yet. But I will be able to show it by the end of the year. So my phone is buzzing. I know this is really bad, but I'm just going to look what it is. Oh, nothing I can do about that, unfortunately. My youngest, my daughter, who is at school, she is type 1 diabetic, and her low glucose alarm is going off, so that's why my phone keeps buzzing. She's at school, she'll be in lessons, she's really sensible. She's 14, nearly 15, she knows how to deal with it all, so she'll be absolutely fine. So that was all my finishers and my whips. Next is purchases. This is going to take a little bit longer. See, we're already about half an hour in and me rabbiting on, but the purchases is going to take a bit longer because I've got quite a lot. But as I say, I blame being laid up with a dodgy ankle. So where shall we start? Let's start with the big one first. I'm sure lots of you will recognise what this packaging is. This is the Cotton and Twine subscription box from Historical Sampler Company. I've never done an unboxing before, so this is quite exciting. And I know loads of people unbox this, but I'm going to do it anyway because everything's still here in the box. So, oh, you're back, are you? He's sniffing around stuff that I've put down on the floor now. I'd try and grab him and bring him up, but it doesn't like being grabbed and held by me very much, so. Well, Ted, come on then, come on up. You're going to come up and say hello to everybody. Everybody on the YouTube wants to see you. You can be an internet sensation. Come on. He's literally just stood down here staring at me. We're sniffing my finger now. Have a little stroke. Are you going to let me pick you up? Come on. No, he's freaking out. He doesn't like being picked up. He's literally just stood down here. If I can move the camera. There he is. Say hi, Hamilton. Who's this? Who's this? It's you. Say hi to everybody. I apologise for that. I just wanted to get him on camera a little bit. So he might jump up at some point, he might not. So, off on a tangent, as per usual. Get back to where we were. Cotton and Twine subscription box from Historical Sampler Company. I subscribe to this every month. And it's gorgeous. This is the September design. You get the beautiful box bags and the wrapping paper, tissue paper in the bottom. This beautiful paper over the top of it. So the design this month has been designed by Crochet to Go. I've never done one of their patterns before, so I'm really looking forward to this. And it's a gorgeous little autumn foxy pillow. And I know, and I'm sure you already know already, but there are lots of different tiers for the subscription now. He stood down here looking at me now as if to say, well, Mum, I can't get up because you've got stuff all over the sofa. He looks absolutely furious at me because he wants to come and sit up here and jump up on the sofa and lay down, and he can't because I've got stuff everywhere. So yeah, Cotton and Twine subscription box. There are different tiers of subscription now. So it used to be the box and that was it. Now you can either subscribe to just the PDF, just the kit, which is the pattern, and then the fabric and the threads come in one of these lovely little paper bags that are printed with gorgeous little flowers that say "with love" on them. So you can get that as one subscription at one tier, or there is the whole box that's got everything in it, which is what I get, because it's only about 25 quid a month, something like that, and I get the linen version. So there's the pattern. You get a black and white chart, and you get a colour chart as well, so it caters for people that like both different types of charts. I prefer, and I know Laura from Cotton and Clay is going to be absolutely furious at this, but I prefer the black and white chart. I know she said in a lot of her videos that she hates black and white charts and she prefers colour. I like the black and white chart. My brain just does better with looking at the symbols than the colours. So there's the pattern. In here we have got DMC threads on a pre-sorted card, and then hold that up there. Look at those colours. Browns and greens and the rusty reds. I know they're not showing up very well. I'm trying. Beautiful. So then, lovely piece of linen. I believe it's Zweigart linen. I want to say 32 count. I want to say 32, but I'm not sure. I'm folding this all back up and I'm putting it away because I'm trying to be good. I'm trying to be good and not start it. Oh yeah, needle as well. You get the needle. It was there in the bottom of the bag. I'm trying to be good and not start it until I've finished my Garden of Halloween Pumpkin Girl. So you then get the finishing items. So we've got this gorgeous little piece of green. It's kind of like a greeny grey colour. Yeah, that's pretty good actually. That's a pretty good match for what it actually looks like. It's kind of like a greeny grey colour checked piece of fabric to finish off the back of the little pillow. And then we even get the green sort of like twine stuff to put around the edge as well, which is fantastic. But that's not all. We then get a tea bag. It's not in here because it's normally an Earl Grey tea bag and I don't like Earl Grey tea. So as soon as this box comes every month, that gets passed on to my husband straight away because it's the Clipper tea bags and he says that they are really, really nice. I've had some of them in different flavours, but I don't like tea that's got actual tea in it, or green tea, or rooibos. It's got to be like a fruit tea or something for me. But my husband loves Earl Grey, and he says that the Clipper tea bags that come in the subscription box are really, really nice. So as soon as it comes, it gets taken straight out of the box every month to give to him. We also get a sweet treat, and I'm amazed this is still in here. I've been laid up with a bad ankle. I'm amazed this is still in here and I've not eaten it. This month, we've got a lovely chocolate honeycomb bar, and I love honeycomb. So I think this might get eaten this afternoon after I've had my dinner. But then I might wait, because I've got my secret stitch to do. I need to do another few hundred stitches on that for this week while someone's out of the house. So after I film this video, I might do that. Then I want to finish the Garden of Halloween Girl. Then I might start on this. But I've got to make a working copy of the pattern. I need to overlock the edge of the fabric because the linen frays really, really badly. So I always overlock the edges. So maybe I might start that tomorrow and I might eat this while I'm working on that tomorrow. I don't know. Watch this space, I'll tell you next time. And we also get a little themed treat as well. And this month it's a little pumpkin. And I've only just realised, or are they? Or is that my eyes just being weird? No. As I looked at it then, sorry, I was having to look over the top of my glasses because Grandma's getting old now, you see. She's got old eyes, so I'm going to need varifocals or bifocals next time I go back to the opticians. I already know that. The little orange bits in the middle here, they looked a little bit like owls for a minute, but I don't think they are. But it's a little decoration pumpkin. And I am planning an autumn / Halloween display on my big front window ledge that's over there. I normally have a bit of a Halloween display. I've got some Toft Kerry Lord crochet Halloween items that I always put up on that window ledge, but because I've got a lot of autumny stuff as well, I'm thinking it's going to be an autumn / Halloween display this year, so that's going to go up on there as well. So yeah, that is the September. I'm just trying to get it all folded away in the box. That is the September Cotton and Twine Historical Sampler Company subscription box. So I pay for that. I know a lot of Flosstubers get them donated very, very kindly by Joanne and Suzanne, the lovely ladies at Historical Sampler Company, but I subscribe to mine, I buy mine. So while we're on Historical Sampler Company, might as well move on to this, which arrived as well. This wasn't paid for this month, it just arrived this month. I purchased it back in the summer when it first came out, but it arrived this month. So, and it is the Historical Sampler Company, The Magical Gingerbread House Stitch Along, which starts on the 13th of October. So I only discovered Historical Sampler Company a few months ago from watching, mainly from watching Cross Stitch Sarah actually. And I saw that they were doing the pumpkin patch stitch along. I'm just opening this as I'm talking so I can show you everything. And I decided to join in with the pumpkin patch stitch along, and I loved it. Then I started to see some of the Historical Sampler Company Cotton and Twine subscription boxes that Sarah was showing, and the first one I got was actually the Busy as a Bee, My Needle and Me from Yasmin's Made with Love that I showed as an FFO earlier, and I fell in love with that one. I was like, right, I've got to subscribe. I've just got to. So I didn't do them in order, but I am going to try and keep up with the subscription boxes every month. Come back and find out if that actually happens. So far, I should be on track because I've only just got September's, and I'm going to be ready to start it in the next couple of days, so might be able to keep on track with them. But see, I've gone off on a tangent again. I'm really sorry. This is just what happens. I've been stuck in the house on my own, apart from the weekend when my daughter was here. Been stuck in the house on my own all day with just me and the cat and Floss Tube. I've had no one to talk to, so it's all coming out now. It's all splurging out of me now, everything that I want to talk about. So yeah, I did the Historical Sampler Company Pumpkin Patch Stitch Along, which I showed in my first video, because that was the one where I showed all my whips and I showed all my recent finishes as well. So I definitely wanted to take part in this. I haven't got the Historical Sampler Company Advent box coming because by then I had already ordered 2 Advent calendars. I'm now up to 3. Don't have to pay for them all at once. You can pay for them in instalments, and they come out at different times through the year. So I will have the Caterpillar Cross Stitch Advent Calendar box, which I bought first. I get the Toft Crochet Advent Calendar box every year. I can't remember how many years it is now, but I've done every single one. And even though I can't knit or crochet much this year because of the stupid carpal tunnel in my wrist, I didn't want to miss out on the Advent Calendar. I had to still get it. And then I've ordered Laura's from Cotton and Clay UK. I've ordered her, I think it was the big 24 Days of Stitchmas or something like that Advent Calendar. It's the one that's got the fabric in it and the cotton and clay goodies and all the other stitching goodies and everything as well. So yeah, it's going to be good content though, opening them all every day, isn't it? So no, I didn't manage to get the Historical Sampler Company Advent box, but I did want to take part in the stitch along. So we have got this gorgeous, it's really creased. As you can see, that's just how it's come in the packet. I probably will maybe give it a bit of an iron before I start it, but I've already overlocked the edges in preparation. So it's this gorgeous sage green. It's a decent sized piece as well. I mean, I'm having to come all the way back here to show it all, but yeah, lovely piece of sage green linen. Here are all the colours, and I will hold them up against the piece of linen. All DMC colours, so we've got lots of pinks and reds and greens, but there's a lot of white. Both of these on the end here, look at them. That's all white, so there's going to be a lot of white in it. But then we've got this is kind of like a really dark purpley browny colour. We've got this like burnt orange here. Really excited to find out, really excited. I'm assuming this is going to be like gingerbread man colour, because it's called the magical gingerbread house stitch along. So I'm assuming it's going to be something to do with gingerbready. So they are all the colours. You get a needle, which is in the bottom of the box, and then I ordered a few extras as well, because of course I did. Gorgeous green historical sampler company love heart handle scissors, because who doesn't need more scissors? I haven't got though. I haven't got a Christmassy scissor fob, so I might either be on the lookout for one. Right, if you can, I don't know if you can hear him. The cat's meowing because there are pigeons in the garden. We've got big patio doors at the opposite end of the living room, dining room, and his cat tower is there that he loves to sit on. Looks out into our big back garden, and there's a pigeon walking around on the garden, so he's now meowing at it. You know when cats do that weird kind of noise when they see birds and things, yeah. So I might be in the market, going back to what I was saying, for a Christmassy scissor fob. So either Adele from Tailor Made Stitching, or Michelle from Stitchmania Stash, or my daughter, because I showed them off before. My daughter, she's into like making candy bracelets and things like that. She's literally got hundreds of them that she's made, but she's also made me some scissor fobs, so I might have to get her to do me a nice Christmassy one. And of course I had to order a needle minder, so I went for the little Robin. Look how cute he is. My nan used to love robins. Sadly, she's no longer with us. So me and my mum always say, whenever we see a robin, and my daughter as well, we always say, hi nan. We always say that it's my nan come to visit us when we see a robin. So I had to get the little robin needle minder. It's adorable. And I thought the brown of the robin would match in with the brown of the gingerbread theme as well. So gorgeous. Right, let me I hope my needle's in the bottom of here anyway. Oh yeah, they are. I've got two actually with this one, don't know why. Two needles. That's not very good, Beck. Two needles, and I love historical sampler company needles because they're gold needles as well, and they are the best. They're absolutely amazing. So can't wait to start that on the 13th of October. I will be posting updates. I'm not saying that I'm going to do Vlogtober, as people call it, where they film and post videos every day, but I will be showing my progress on the stitch along. So there we go, there's the stitch along. Right, what else have I got? I'm going to have to lean over here. I do apologise, I might be going off camera a little bit. I need to lean over this way because everything's fallen in a pile. I need to bring it all over. Right, so I got, look, it's so cute, it's so adorable. If you immediately recognise who this is and what film it's from, we can be friends. If you don't, this is the little worm from the film Labyrinth, one of my favourite films, that Sarah meets as she's first starting out in the labyrinth. And he goes, hello. Did you say hello? No, I said hello. The little worm is adorable, and it's double-sided, it's printed on, and it's just a little pouch that I got, but I had to have that. Me and my daughter love Labyrinth. We quote it to each other all the time. It's one of our favourite films, so I had to have that when I saw it. I've also got, right, I know what people think about Shein, and I know we don't necessarily always like Shein, but I had some credit. Right, there's a dodgy sticker on the front of it, and I just want to peel it off. I didn't realise it was there so that you can actually see the whole design. But I had some credit for Shein, So I've ordered a few things that I'm still waiting for that I've already mentioned that are good for finishing cross stitch items on. I ordered that little pouch, sorry about rustling, and I thought I would try a cross stitch kit from Shein. It's a bee. It's a printed kit. You can see it's all printed on the back there with all the threads and everything in it. I'm not holding out much hope for it being fantastic because it was only a couple of quid. But for a couple of quid, when I'd got some credit to spend, I thought, why not? I'll give it a go and I'll see what it's like. Not saying it's in my immediate plans to start. When I get around to starting it, I'll let you know what it's like. But I got that as well. So that's those two. Right, next. Little mini pumpkin cross stitch kit with some little flowers on it that I got from Hobbycraft. This is a Trimmets kit. Nipped up to Hobbycraft the other day with my husband just to test out my ankle a little bit. Turns out it wasn't great. Just needed a few bits from the local Hobbycraft. I got a big piece of foam mount board for mounting some of my things on. I needed the DMC Etoile for the Garden of Halloween Girl. And I saw this and thought it was really cute. So that's just a little Trimmets cross stitch pumpkin kit that I will hopefully get around to doing at some point, and then that can go on my autumn Halloween display. I've heard people talk about Create Nostalgia quite a few times. See, we're on like 46 minutes already and my tea's going cold. I need to try and speed up a little bit with these. Heard about Create Nostalgia from quite a few people and how wonderful it was. So I thought, oh, go on and have a look and see what's what. And I got some chocolate brown chenille trim. It's 5 meters and it was about 62p, something like that, which was ridiculous. Didn't know how much I was going to need, so I got 3. I didn't want to end up needing some because this is what I'm planning on using with all of the A Year in the Woods Part 2 patterns. And I didn't want to end up running out of it, so I got 15 meters, which was less than 2 quid. So it's absolutely amazing. So got that. I also got, I've seen Mill Hill bead kits before. So the buttons and beads, the bigger ones that you frame, and then the little ornament ones. I've seen them before and I've always wanted to give them a go. I've never done beading in cross stitch or anything like that before. Never used perforated paper, but I really wanted to give them a go. And I really, really liked, sorry, I've got something stuck to my lip. I really, really liked all the Halloweeny ones. So I had a bit of a splurge. I absolutely fell in love with this one when I saw it. It's one of the buttons and beads ones. Let me move out of the way and it might focus a little bit better. There we go. It's so cool. I just love how bright and colourful it is. And this little guy down here, if I turn it around, oh no, you can't see him now, it's all moved. Oh, he is in there somewhere, but he's actually a little button. He's actually a little button. And then the skeleton's arms up here are beads. Look at it. Look at those colours. It's amazing. I can't wait to start this one. But again, I've got so much on my to start pile at the minute. I don't know if I'm ever going to get it all done. Because I've never done a Mill Hill bead kit or anything before, I'm not going to start with this one because I don't want to mess it up. Oh, there he is. Let me see if I can jiggle the... There he is, look. The little skeleton face bead. Oh, it's so cute. That just makes me so happy because it's just so adorable. I love it. Small things, please, small minds. I'm not going to start with this one. I've got to show you next some of the smaller ornament ones. So I'm going to start with those. Floss Tube itchy nose again. Oh my gosh. I think it might be fluff off this jumper actually that's itching my nose. I do apologise. I know you don't want to see that, but real life, I'm not editing it out. So I'm not going to start with this one. I'm going to start with one of these. And I went a bit mad. I couldn't decide. I've also ordered, it's like a nice white beach coloured twig tree that's lighted as well. I've ordered one of them to go on this autumn/Halloween display, and I thought, well, I need something to hang on it. So I bought 4. We've got Bat Cat, that's got the beads and the threads and the little charms and everything in. Let me move out of the way. So we've got Bat Cat. We have got Moonstruck Manor. Really like this one because it's like almost like a gothic mansion, but it's in a lantern shape. That was really, really cute. And it says, is this the one? Yeah, it says magnet included, because I think it's supposed to be like a fridge magnet or something, but I'm going to attach something to the top of it, to here, so that I can hang it on the tree, so I won't actually be using the magnet. And there's like, I'm just trying to, I can't do it. There's a little there we go. There's a little pumpkin charm, and I was trying to move it around because it was facing with the back outwards. So that's that one. That's Moonstruck Manor. And then I had to get these 2 because I think they go together with Moonstruck Manor beautifully. So we've got Glowing Pumpkin. It's just like a beautiful black and orange pumpkin with like the leaves, autumn leaves, swirling around in it, and then the little charm at the top. Gorgeous. Beads. Look at that orange and the black. So that's that one. And then last one is Enchanted Moon. Because again, that's the black and the orange with the leaves, the autumn leaves swirling around in it. And I love just this little dangly bit here. And that's another one that says magnet included. But again, I'm not going to use the magnet. I'll save the magnet and use it for something else. I'm going to attach some beads or something to the top, and I'm going to hang it from my little tree. So that is everything that I bought. Well, it's not everything that I bought, because some stuff that I bought hasn't arrived yet. So that doesn't count. That'll be next video stash. I've made a right mess on the sofa here. There's literally just stuff everywhere. So coming up, not my notebook, upcoming, I am going to the Floss Friends retreat in Rotherham, Holiday Inn in Rotherham, on the 18th and 19th of October. So it's only a few weekends away now. I managed to get a last minute weekend ticket, and it turns out that my husband is now off for the weekend, so he can drop me off and pick me up, which is fab. And it means that him and my daughter can do something together, because they don't very often get to spend much time together and do things, just the 2 of them. So while I'm away retreating from them, as my husband called it, I'm like, that doesn't sound very nice. I'm not retreating from you at all, but that's what he called it. So while I am at the Floss Friends retreat, I will be seeing lots of you there, hopefully. I know, Sarah, you're definitely going. Nicola, if you're watching, hi, the running stitcher. Thank you so much for all your help with giving me advice and who to watch on getting ready to do the Mill Hill kits, because Nicola's done quite a few of them, and she's actually got a little black twig tree from Hobbycraft that she's hung hers on. So I'll link Nicola down below. If you don't follow Nicola on Instagram, then make sure you go and follow her. Nicola's going to be there on the Saturday, hoping to meet lots and lots of other new people as well. Might even, if I remember and I get time, do a little bit of filming, to do a little bit of a Floss Friends retreat video afterwards, but I'm new to this, aren't I? So I'll probably just forget, but I'll mention it, and I'm sure there will be lots of stash as well. What have I been reading? So reading, I've been reading Game of Thrones book number 3, which is, oh, I knew what this was called and now I've forgotten. I've forgotten what it's called. Something about Prince. It's really embarrassing because I'm a massive Game of Thrones fan. I'm a massive Game of Thrones fan. I can't remember what the 3rd book's called. But anyway, I'm reading the 3rd Game of Thrones book on my Kindle. Watching, as I might have mentioned before, I'm a massive horror fan. Horror books, horror cross-stitch, horror video games, horror films, horror TV series, anything horror. So I've been rewatching American Horror Story, one of my favourites. Because again, I've been watching loads of Flosstubers while I've been laid up with my bad ankle. But I've been watching American Horror Story, and I've been watching the Cult series, which was never my favourite one. I haven't watched the last two latest series, or last three, I think. But out of all the earlier ones, sort of the first 10 series or so, Cult was always the weakest one to me. And I did enjoy it a bit more on a second rewatch. Now I've rewatched it, but I still think it's still not the best for me. My favourite, any American Horror Story fans out there, debate down in the comments. My favourite, I think, is still Asylum. I love Asylum. So next up, and I might start watching some of this later on this afternoon, if no one else has posted a Flosstube video for me to catch up on in that time. So, no, Saturday, Sunday, and Monday are kind of like Flosstube posting times for a lot of people, aren't they? So, if anyone's posted a Flosstube video when I've finished this, I'll watch that. If not, I'm going to be making a start on American Horror Story Apocalypse. So, the second series with the witches in, with the coven. Love the coven. Playing, because video games, I love video games as well. I've not actually been playing a horror video game. I'm trying to be good and wait until after the Floss Friends retreat to spend much more money. But Dying Light the Beast is out, horror game, which looks absolutely amazing. I'm a massive fan of the Dying Light series, and Silent Hill F. Both of those run to about 120 quid, which I can't really afford at the minute. So I can't decide between which one I want, because series that I love, both of them, Dying Light and Silent Hill. So I'm going to kind of wait a little bit until I can either buy both of them, or until one of them comes down in price a little bit and I can afford one of them. But yeah, I have been playing though, and this is a bit of a deep cut, a bit of a throwback. One of my favourite games back in the PSP, PS Vita and DS days was Puzzle Quest. I think it was called Challenge of the Warlords originally, and it's kind of like a match 3 gems type game, but it's a fantasy match 3 game with like RPG elements in it. It's so deep and it's so good, and I only found out at the end of last week, and my husband was laughing at me because I got so excited when I saw it on the PlayStation Store. I was like, oh my god, I'm so excited, they've remade Puzzle Quest. So it's Puzzle Quest the Immortal Edition. So I have exclusively been playing that over the past few days since I got it at the end of last week. If you haven't played a Puzzle Quest game before, please go and give it a try. It's really, really good. It sounds simple with it just being a match 3 gems. Excuse me. It sounds simple with it just being like a match 3 gems, like a Candy Crush type thing, but it's not. You can build a whole citadel, you can capture like the undead creatures and stuff that you battle, you can capture mounts. Like at the minute in my game, I'm riding around on a giant rat, and that gives you extra spells. You can have some of the spells from your mount to put with your own spells to use during the game. There are leveling up mechanics in it, so you can level up the 4 different gem colours. You can level up your battle skill, your cunning, and things like that. It's so deep and it's so good. There are companions that you can recruit, and then they give you buffs during the matches and things like that. I would definitely recommend it. It is so good. And with it being on PlayStation, it has a platinum trophy. I'm not a massive platinum hunter by any stretch of the imagination, but if it's a platinum that I know I can achieve, I will be going for it. It's going to take quite a few hours, and I mean hours and hours, but I will be getting the Puzzle Quest Immortal Edition platinum, definitely. Talking of horror films, me and my husband and my daughter a little bit as well follow and watch on YouTube an American guy called Daniel. His YouTube channel is called the Cobwebs channel. I'll link it down below. He does lots of film reviews and lists and things like that, but he mainly focuses on horror. He's a big horror fan, and as we've been watching lots of his videos and stuff, me and my husband have both been like, oh, need to watch that, want to watch that, oh, that's one I want to watch as well. By the time the video was finished, we've forgotten. So I've actually started, this might sound really, really sad, but I love notebooks and I love a list. So I've actually started a horror film watch list with lots of the horror films on that I definitely want to watch. So any horror fans out there, if you have got any really, really good horror film recommendations, drop them in the comments below, let me know, and I will add them. If I haven't already seen them, I will add them to my list. Other than that, I think I'm about done. Just a couple of questions. Is there any interest in a cross-stitch book parade? Because I have got quite a few. I have amassed quite a few cross-stitch books. So, would anyone be interested in a horror? Horror? It's because I'm reading from a notebook and I just saw the horror film watch list. Would people be interested in a cross-stitch book parade? Let me know down below where I could flick through, show you what the book is, show you the patterns from it all. And because I'm not just a cross stitcher, and I have got a lot of knitting and crochet finished projects on the go that are on hold at the minute, would there be any interest in crochet or knitting type parades as well? Because I know a lot of Flosstubers start off as Floss Tube and just showing the stitching, but then they get into things like crochet and knitting and things as well. So if anyone would be interested in any crochet or knitting parades, again, let me know in the comments below. I'm a massive Kerry Lord and Toft fan, so I have got loads and loads, and I mean, I'm probably talking into the hundreds of finished Toft projects, animals, dolls, flowers, monsters, all sorts. So if anyone would be interested in me showing any of them off in any future videos, let me know, and that might be upcoming. Other than that, I'm closing my notebook. I've gone through everything and we're still on an hour. My husband, I'm sorry, I've got the Floss Tube itchy nose again. I know you don't want to see that, but we're right at the end now. I'm not editing things. I'm not editing things out. What was I saying? Yeah, my husband says my videos are too long. The first one, I've got to tell you this. The first video that I did, which was my FFO and finish and whip parade, because it was about like an hour and 40 minutes or something like that, he was then comparing it to films. He was like, it's longer than such and such a film, it's the same length as such and such a film, you could watch this film instead and have 10 minutes spare. And I was like, and not everyone wants to sit and watch a film. Some people want to listen to crazy floss tubers like me showing off all their projects. So stop telling me that my videos are too long. No, they are not. I know I do waffle a bit, and I apologise. You can feel free to fast forward through the waffling if you want to. But yeah, we're on just over an hour now. That's about me done. If I get loads of comments saying that people would like the cross stitch book parade or a crochet parade or a knitting parade, maybe I might fit some of those in between the next video. If not, I'm probably planning on my next video to be at the end of October. I had to think then. This is end of September. I'll probably do another one end of October, which will again be anything I've finished, anything I've fully finished, what whips I've been working on, any new starts, anything I've acquired, which there probably will be because I'm going to the Floss Friends retreat. I can't wait. I'm so excited. 2 full days of stitching with other stitchy people. So excited. If you've never been to a retreat before, I've only been to one. I went to my first one earlier this year in either April, May time, something like that, the Floss Friends one. If you've never been to a retreat before, I highly recommend it. It is a brilliant place to meet other like-minded cross stitchers, crafters. There are normally people that are selling things as well, so that's where I discovered Michelle from Stitch Mania Stash and Megan from Coffee Craft Fabrics. But it's also just nice to get out of the house and be able to sit and stitch all day. Because yeah, you might be able to sit and stitch all day in the house, but then you get up to go and sort the washing out, or you think, oh, that needs cleaning, or oh, there's dust over there. You never actually sit and stitch all day. If you're away at a retreat somewhere, yes, you do sit and stitch all day, but you also chat as well. And I mean, you can get up and go and wander around the whole room and look at everyone else's projects and meet all the other people. It's absolutely fantastic. So I am really looking forward to it. Maybe do a separate video for that, but I don't know yet. It depends on if I do any filming or anything while I'm there. So I've waffled on for long enough. We're at nearly an hour and 5 minutes, which I don't think is too bad to say I had quite a lot to show. So thank you for watching. Thank you for spending a bit of time with me. Please like, comment, subscribe, share, all that usual sort of stuff. It just helps me grow my channel and helps me grow the community, because I'm getting really, really lovely messages from people, and I'm meeting online, obviously, brand new people that I would have never met if it hadn't been for the YouTube channel. So please keep leaving me comments. My email address is down there as well. Feel free to email me if you want to. And yeah, Enjoy your stitching, have some happy stitching time. Don't get stressed about stitching, like I've said before. Stitch what makes you feel happy. So until next time, thank you for watching. Have a wonderful stitching month, everybody, and I'll see you later. Bye.